Okay. Alright, so today I'm going to show you guys my EcoTemp tankless hot water heater. This thing is awesome. The temperature of the water coming in the cabin. Now this is
the cabin. I wasn't in it at this time.
Something that I had a major concern with. Was the temperature coming in the trailer is actually 40 degrees, and that's a concern of mine because I didn't know how much this thing was going to raise the temperature. You know, being that it's winter time, and I didn't know if this thing was even going to be worth my time and effort to put in here, because I'll show you that I don't have any power hooked up to the place, so I don't have a hot water tank, so I figured I'd get one of these things. And I did my research on YouTube and the internet, and I found this one on a website, which I'll give you the information for if you guys want. But this thing is awesome because, like I said, I was concerned about the temperature, but we'll cover that in a minute. But let me show you how this thing works. Well, how I have it hooked up is, let me see if I can get some light back here. The cold water coming in, and I got that hooked up to the water intake, and then that's the one going out to the shower into the bathroom, and that hooks up straight to the shower. And then obviously the propane inlet, you know, from the thing. And here's the settings on there. Here's your gas regulator. Now here's the flame, and I have that set to maximum. And the water regulator, the flow, I have it to minimum because I wanted the maximum hot water output. With obviously low flow, it's going to be hotter. So if you turn the gas down, which I'll probably do in the summertime because this thing gets so hot that I can't even stay underneath it for that long. I mean, it gets that hot where I got to mix it with cold water. So you know, that turns the flame up so it gets hotter, and obviously, like I said, it's the pressure down. But let me show you how quick this thing works. Like I said, I just temped the water. Okay, so like I said, you know, the water comes in from underneath the trailer, and it goes out to the shower, and it heats up right here. Now this thing doesn't click on until you turn the water on, so this thing isn't running all the time. This thing ignites off 2 D batteries, and they go right up underneath here. They fit. Let me get a shot, just so you get an idea of what this looks like underneath here. That's where the battery goes. It's the inlet for the propane. You're out going to the shower, and this is the cold water coming in, and that's all it takes is 3 little hookups. And this is just standard. All this comes, the regulator comes with the mechanism. This is the shower cord that's supposed to be in the shower. I use this because I figured I wanted it. This thing is rated for the hot water, so I just hooked this up to the pipe to the shower because I know that's going to handle the heat that comes out of there. And this is just braided tubing that I had hooked up to the shower from the main line. So, and this is all just standard, you know, pipe. It's nothing special ordered or anything like that. So this should be, you know, you could hook it up. This thing is made, it comes with the kit to hook up straight to a garden hose, because technically these things are supposed to be outside.
And to be honest with you, this thing is no different than a propane stove being in a camper. You know, just as long as you have ventilation and fresh air coming in, you're good to go. I mean, you don't need a lot, I mean, obviously, but you need some. You know, don't put it in a closet. But yeah, it's the same equivalence as a propane stove in a travel trailer. Don't start barbecuing up inside your house with propane. Don't do that.
I have a monoxide sensor, so we should be okay. If anything, I have fresh air available right there, so that's going to work. That works out well. All right, so here we are in the shower. Now I don't know if you're going to be able to see this because the thermometer I have isn't all that big. But yeah, you just crank it on. And it's already starting to get hot. Now, keep in mind that the temperature of the water coming into the trailer is 40 degrees, because I have the water line insulated. I'm temping it right now. I have the water line insulated coming out of the pump house, but it's on top of the ground. It's buried in snow right now, but that thing ain't gonna break. It's wrapped up in R13, and I don't know if you can see this, but it's already starting to steam, and it's that fast. And just in that short amount of time, now I've been talking a little bit, so let's see if we can see this here. And like I said, I was temping the water. I don't know if that's going to get that. But I was temping the water, and it starts at 40. But it's that quick. And this thing is continuous. Now, I haven't went through, and it just gets hotter and hotter, to the point where you got to turn on the cold water. Yeah. I mean, this thing is awesome. I am so happy with this thing. This thing cost me $100. It's at $120. And you can't ask for anything better than that. That thing is awesome. It's 120 degrees. That fast. It's just like a hot water tank. Alright.
Okay, so you saw it in action, and let's cover the basics of it here. It puts out 1 gallons to 1.4 gallon, depends on the flow rate that you have on there, and which is plenty. Trust me, I'm one of these guys that if it works, great. I don't need to know the ins and outs of it, but it works. Trust me, guys, it works. It runs off 2D batteries. And the water pressure doesn't need to be really all that great on it. It runs off a garden hose, but like you've seen me, I have it hooked up just straight from my house pipes. It runs off 20 to 80 psi water pressure, so hey, that's pretty good. And like I said, I have it set my shower to the lowest output, so that would be 1 gallon, and it's fine. It rocks. It runs off just a 20-gallon propane tank. That's what I have it hooked up to, but of course you can go bigger. But it runs so well that I'm probably most likely going to hook it up straight to the whole house, because it's just hooked up to the shower right now. You saw that. And I'm going to hook it up to the whole water system so I can have hot water through the whole house in a bigger tank. But I get, and on an average, for 1 tank of propane, 20-gallon tank, I get about 20 hours of shower use. So that's quite a bit, and that's very cost efficient. I mean, I love this thing. And like I said in my earlier video, when I was talking about the things I was going to show you, is these things are very cost efficient. These are things that work really well, that I found through trial and error, that will save you time and money, and that are functional, that are going to function for quite some time. I've had this thing for quite some time and use it every day. If you're out there trying to figure out how to get a shower out to a place where you don't have any power, or you don't have any means to heat the water besides lighting a fire and boiling some water, and that's always fun, you know. This is the way to go, because it's portable. Like I said, that's the name of it. You know, it takes up minimal amount of room. You saw the setup that I have, and you want to have clearance on it, you know, because it does get hot. It does get hot, and it puts out some heat on top, obviously, because there's a flame in there. It's not an open flame, but there's a flame in there. And majority of you are probably thinking, well, is that safe to have in the house? I have the sensor in my house, and it's never went off, and I wouldn't recommend putting it on and sitting in a closet with it running. Of course not. Be aware of what you're doing, and a lot of people that I see doing things like this, like out there, they get chastised for doing something, and people think they're not being safe. And before you try to use one of these, or before you do something that you know might be a little off or not normal, as far as standards go and everything like that. But if you try to do something like this, be aware and be safe. Just make sure you just don't do it haphazardly, and do your homework on it, and make sure that if you use this, that you have ventilation and fresh air. I mean, if your house is sealed up tight and you put plastic and duct tape and you sealed it up, you know, to the point where you don't have barely any fresh air coming in, don't use that. You know what I'm saying is, there are things out there that can cover your shower needs for a very minimal cost. Like I said, I went to their website, and they were having a special on it, and they were giving like 20% off. But I was a new customer, and I got it for like $100. FedEx delivered it within 3 days. Shipping was free. The thing is awesome. It cost me like $10 to fill the tank. I think something like that. Not even that. And I mean, you can't beat it, because I want to show people the way you can do things. Now, it might not be the way you're going to do things, but it might be an idea for somebody out there, because like I said, I looked and I found some things, but I didn't find the things that I was really looking for. I had to kind of take ideas and modify them and everything like that. But the reason I'm making these videos is to show people, and it's for the people that want to be able to do things, not people that want to have excuses why they can't do things. These videos are for people that want to get things done and want to accomplish things, and in a good and proper, in a very efficient and cost-efficient way. And since some of you are probably curious, this is the cabin I was talking about. These are the shells in my first video when I first started this channel. We'll be working on this cabin on the inside and working on the trailer I was just talking about with the shower, and probably putting a shower in here, and we're going to be doing a lot of stuff. So you might want to subscribe and just kind of check it out and follow me. But yeah, you get an idea of what I'm kind of trying to do here. And also, I like to do the funny videos. It helps me with the editing software and everything like that. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. And y'all take it easy. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.